फ्रेंड्स। लास्ट वीडियो में हमने समझा था कि व्हाट इज कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग एंड व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग एंड मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग एंड कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग एंड फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग। इस वीडियो में हम कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग से रिलेटेड कुछ और इम्पोर्टेंट टर्म्स समझेंगे। सो द फर्स्ट टर्म इज कॉस्ट ऑब्जेक्ट। कॉस्ट ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है? सपोज एक कंपनी है XYZ लिमिटेड जो 4 प्रोडक्ट बनाती है A, B, C एंड D। अब हर एक प्रोडक्ट बनाने के लिए रॉ मटेरियल लगता है, डायरेक्ट लेबर चार्जेस एंड कुछ मिसलेनियस एक्सपेंसेस लाइक रेंट, इंश्योरेंस एक्सेट्रा। सो ये सब कॉस्ट्स हमें हर एक प्रोडक्ट के लिए कैलकुलेट करना होगा। सो इस केस में each of these product is a cost object. So cost object is anything for which a separate measurement of cost is required. Suppose एक कंपनी है ABC Limited. Now that company is involved in the construction business. So there are 4 projects it is taking side by side. A construction of road, second construction of bridge, third construction of buildings, and fourth is the construction of another road. So ये चारों हर एक is a separate project. For every project, we'll have to calculate that how much cost is being incurred. So in this case, these 4 separate projects are the cost objects for which we have to measure the cost. Therefore, coming to the definition of what is a cost object. A cost object is anything for which a separate measurement of cost is required. Such as a product, service, project, etc. It is a very important term because as we proceed with the chapters of cost accounting, we'll see that in each and every question we have a cost object, that is, we have to ascertain the cost for a particular item. Next, now एक सेकेंड। सपोज हमें एक पॉइंट है A and we have to go to the other point B. So we say suppose the distance is 10 kilometers. So हमें 10 kilometers travel करना है from A to B. So उसी तरह when we measure the cost of any product, say a company is manufacturing automobiles. So now the company produces. So in 1 year, say the company has produced 1,000 cars. So we'll have to ascertain कि हर एक कार का कितना कॉस्ट है. Suppose total raw material cost 1,000 cars produce करने में was say rupees 1 lakh. Direct labor charges was say rupees 5 lakh, and other expenses direct is say 10 lakh. So this is for 1,000 cars. So we generally express if we want to calculate कि एक कार का cost कितना हुआ. So the direct material cost for one car is 100 rupees. Direct labor is 500 rupees and other expenses is 1000, giving us 1600 rupees. So cost unit is a unit of a product or a service in relation to which the cost can be ascertained. जैसे in case of automobiles, the unit was numbers. So per unit of car, how much cost was incurred. Suppose you're manufacturing cement, then for cement, we calculate that how much cost will be per ton or per bag. Because if you go to buy a product, suppose you buy one pencil, so the shopkeeper will ask 10 rupees for it. So one pencil is a unit. Similarly, if we buy say rice, then we ask for 1 kg rice. So 1 kg is the unit. What is the sale price for 1 kg? If say 1 kg rice costs rupees 100 and you go to the market and ask for 5 kg, the shopkeeper will ask 500 rupees. So we express the cost per unit of a product and we keep on multiplying it with the number of units we want to buy. So उसी तरह when we calculate the cost, we calculate it per unit of the product. In case of automobiles, it may be numbers. In case of cement, it may be ton or bags. In case of say chemicals, it may be tons or liters if it is in liquid form, and so on. So depending on the product, the cost unit will change. So going to the definition of what is a cost unit is a unit of product or service or time or a combination of these in relation to which costs may be ascertained or expressed. Now the next term. Suppose कि आप एक warehouse rent पे ले रहे हैं. Now अब उस building का square footage area is 10 square feet. So you have to pay say 1 lakh rupees per annum as rent उस warehouse के लिए. लेकिन अब आपका प्रोडक्शन इंक्रीज हो गया है, so you need a bigger warehouse. So say we take a 50 square feet of a warehouse. So obviously the rent for this warehouse is going to be substantially more than a 10 square feet warehouse. So it is say rupees 4 lakh per annum. Now yet again, since your production has increased, you rent even a bigger warehouse, say of 100 square feet. So obviously, since the warehouse is bigger, so if we rent a 100 square feet warehouse, say we have to pay a rent of rupees 10 lakh per annum. So we see that bigger the warehouse, more the rent we have to pay. So we can say that the rent depends on the storage area of the warehouse. More the storage area, more will be the rent. So storage area is the basis for determining how much rent we will have to pay. So this storage area in costing terms will be known as the cost driver. So cost driver is an activity which is responsible for cost occurrence. Suppose, let's say purchases. So for the activity of purchase, you have to place an order. So say the ordering cost for one order is rupees 10. Now, if we place 50 orders, we'll have to incur 500 cost. If we place 1000 orders, the cost will be 10,000. So as the number of orders increase, the purchase cost also increase. So number of purchase order is the cost driver. Purchase is the activity and order purchase is the activity for which the cost is being incurred and order is the unit, that is the reason behind this increase. Purchase is the cost pool, that is the cost which is being incurred, and number of orders is the cost driver, that is the factor which is resulting in an increase or a decrease in this cost. Similarly, storage area was the cost driver which was resulting an increase or decrease in the cost, that is rent. Next, we are going to look at what is a responsibility center. Now suppose that there is a big MNC which is managing a lot, which is involved in a lot of businesses. Say the Tatas are involved in automobiles, steel, NGO work, etc. Now it is such a big business, it is not possible for the owner alone to manage all the divisions of the company. So the management will have to delegate authorities to various departments. Now there can be multiple departments, say purchases, production, sales, marketing, etc. So now purchase. The purchase manager will be responsible for controlling the purchase cost. The production manager will be responsible for controlling the production cost. That is, the efforts will be made to reduce the cost as much as possible and increase the production. The sales manager will be primarily responsible for increasing the sales of the company. A sales target will be set at the beginning of the period, and the sales manager will be judged or his performance will be measured basis on whether or not he is able to meet that target. The marketing department, the primarily focus will be to reduce the marketing costs and increase the efficiency of the existing campaigns. So if you see, all these three departments, purchase, production, and marketing, are actually responsible for cost control in their respective areas. So these are known as cost center, whereas the sales department is focused on increasing the sales, and sales is something which will bring in revenue for the company. So it is a revenue center. Higher the sales, more the revenue. Lower the sales, lower the revenue. Now suppose these are three divisions. So the automobiles division of Tata, as the overall head, that is whoever will be the head of this division, will be responsible to ensure that the division continues to give in a suitable profit. So the automobiles division might be divided into all these departments. The individual department head will be concerned about his own functions, that is, to control the cost or increase the revenue. But if we look at the automobiles division on a whole, the division manager or the division head will be responsible for increasing the profits from the sale of automobiles. He is responsible for all these divisions. He has to reduce the cost and increase the sale so as to increase the profit. So, this decentralized division or the branch of this organization is a profit center. That is, it is responsible to control, to increase the profits of the division. Now, all these divisions are given some kind of autonomy to manage its funds and increase its profit. The Tata's company as a whole will have a lot of cash and resources which it can invest in, say, shares, mutual funds, and other opportunities to earn interests to ensure that the cash is not lying idle in the bank accounts. So, it may have a division which is responsible for investing all the surplus funds. Surplus fund means the funds or the cash or bank balances which is not blocked in any of these production, procurement, or marketing activities. It is lying idle, and so it is invested in suitable areas, say equity, mutual fund, bonds, etc., to earn an interest. So the division may be responsible to invest all the surplus funds in suitable avenues. This is not the business of the Tatas. It is just a division to ensure that no fund is lying idle. So this division will be the investment center because it is responsible for investing the surplus funds of the company. So till now we have seen that there are four responsibility centers. So first of all, what is responsibility centers? Responsibility center are the departments or persons to whom authority has been delegated by the management and are held responsible for performance in terms of revenue, expense, profitability, etc. So there were four responsibility centers. One is the cost center, number two is the revenue center, three is the profit center, and four is the investment center. So if we look at the accountability, the cost center is accountable for incurrence of cost which are under its control. The purchase manager is responsible for controlling the purchaser's cost. Revenue center is accountable for generation of revenue, such as a sales department, which have to ensure that sales is increased so that more revenue flows to the enterprise. Profit center is accountable for its overall profits, so they are responsible for generation of revenue and incurrence of cost. Investment center is accountable for capital investment. Now, how is performance measured for each of these centers? The departments have been given authorities to some extent to control their cost, increase their revenue, and to ensure adequate capital investment. So, the performance will also be accordingly measured. For a purchase manager, his performance is measured as to how much he is able to reduce its cost. Suppose the target is set that you have to complete the production of 1000 units under 1 lakh rupees, and if he has to purchase 1000 units of the raw material at 1 lakh rupees. If he is able to meet that target, then he is said to have performed efficiently. So the performance is measured against predetermined standards. For the revenue center, performance is measured against achievement of sales target. Profit center, the basis is the profitability. This profitability can be achieved by reducing the cost or increasing the sales. The investment center, the performance is measured against the return on investment. That is because this is the figure that will show how efficiently has the surplus fund been deployed by the department. The examples of these responsibility centers are cost center, HR function, purchase function, revenue center, sales department, profit center, the decentralized branches, of an entity, investment center, the division responsible for investing surplus funds. Next, we are going to look at the limitations of cost accounting. The first limitation: this whole process of cost accounting involves analysis, allocation, absorption of overheads, maintenance of separate books of accounts, etc. So, all this will need a considerable amount of additional work, and more work will mean more money. So, it is an expensive process. It requires a considerable amount of additional work, and so incurs more cost. Number two, now the cost profits as per cost accounting takes into account only the expenses like material costs, labor costs, other overheads such as administrative overheads, factory overheads, etc. Whereas the financial accounting involves costs such as depreciation, revaluation of inventory, etc., which is not considered in the cost accounting. Therefore, we have to make a reconciliation between the financial accounts profit and the results shown by the cost account to verify the accuracy of both the books of accounts. So, there's a requirement of reconciliation between the results shown by cost accounts and financial accounts to verify accuracy. Number three, we have to maintain the financial accounts because it is a compulsion as per statute and also to determine the profit and loss for the year. Plus, we'll have to maintain a separate cost account book to determine the profitability and the cost ascertainment as per the cost accounting techniques. So, it involves a duplication of work because we have to maintain two sets of books. The last is inefficiency. Suppose I give you the cost accounts book. That is, during the year, the total raw material cost was 1 lakh rupees, total labor cost was 50,000, and so the total cost incurred is 1 lakh 50,000. These figures in itself will not convey any information. These are only data points. We have to analyze these data points by comparing it with the past, making projections, etc. So the data itself will not control costs. The management will have to use that data to design new models and efficient methods of functioning to control costs. So the costing system itself does not control cost. Its usage does. The costing system will only tell you that last year the total cost was rupees 1 lakh and in the current year the cost is 1 lakh 50,000. Now the reasons for this increase in cost will have to be identified by the management and efficient systems will be put in place to reduce this cost in the future. So we have seen that there are four limitations of cost accounting. One, it is expensive because it involves a considerable amount of additional work. Second, the results as per cost accounts will have to be tallied with the financial accounts result to verify accuracy. Next, we will have to maintain two sets of books, one for cost accounts and other for financial accounts, which results in duplication of work. And last, inefficiency. The costing system will only give you data points and information. How to reduce the cost will have to be determined by the management using its own experiences. I hope these concepts are clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can post them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, do share and subscribe. Thank you.